go past the door where the boundaries, there's just a word on a sign. Crossing the country where the rules shifted one step at a time. Old light horse riders once watched these woods for trouble to clear, and bootleg runners learned to vanish with a single stride from here.
Welcome to Oklahoma.
There was a dance floor west of the pines, lit by lanterns in the trees. Fiddles carried over fields on a warm night wind, drifting free. Folks said the owner never claimed it, just let the music pour down, till the timbers caught fire one winter night and the glow left the ground. Past the shade of the ridge, there's a path where an oil dream died. 3 dry wells sinking quiet where the drilling rigs once tried. Rust sits heavy like ghost in the brush, rattling in the wind's long shout. A reminder that hope runs deep till the earth finally says not now. Down by the river was a ferryman, working the water at will. Rope-tied skiff slipping across when the current dared to stand still. He'd vanish for weeks with no reason, leave travelers pacing around. Swore the river only spoke to him when the moonlight touched the ground. Out here where the line fades out, where the map forgets what the stories are about, where a step east saved you, a step west freed you, where truth runs thin, but the past still sees you. I drive westbound, letting the old tales wake, where the line fades out and the memories take. It's open road and horizon, just asphalt cutting through days. But the border still whispers its secrets in the dust that the sunrise lays. You can feel every shadowed footstep left behind by some runaway doubt as the miles roll on and the line fades out. Maybe borders never mattered, only people finding where they belong. Walking a narrow strip of land, trying to outrun right and wrong. And as the pavement hums beneath me, I hear those echoes shout, there's freedom in the stories from where the line fades out. So I keep on driving west, letting the old ghosts ride along. Out where the line fades out and the land keeps writing its song. lost to memory, guiding me by broken light. Out here the past keeps running under everything we paid. Old roads, old lies, old oceans we can never quite save. Every mile keeps whispering that nothing's left behind. The depth beneath the drive keeps tracing through my mind. I roll above a wagon trace erased by leveling crews. An 1870s lifeline swallowed by the modern route. Its ruts are gone, but not the pull of travelers moving west. The interstate just winds above the truth it can't suppress. Out here the past keeps running under everything we pay. Old roads, old lies, old oceans we can never quite save. Every mile keeps whispering that nothing's left behind. The depth beneath the drive keeps tracing through my mind. Billboard mile is empty now, its promises long dead. The coldest beer, the $5 rooms, the best burgers ever said. Truckers called it the mile of lies, but some lies made us grin. A flicker of neon comfort before the dark closed in. And just before Sally saw the rock walls rise again, same ancient sea as Muldrow, same story without end. Two cuts a lifetime distant, but only minutes apart. A circle made of stone reminding me where journeys start. Out here the past keeps running under everything we paid. Old roads, old lies, old ocean we can never quite save. Every mile keeps whispering that nothing's left behind. The depth beneath the drive keeps tracing through my mind. Westbound through the layers where the present learns to bend. On a road through borrowed ages that never really end. That never really end. Morning creeps in quiet through the curtains thin and gray. Coffee barely warms me as I stumble toward the day. The engine turns reluctant, like it knows where I've been. And here I am just dragging out on the road again. On the road again, wish I had a different story. On the road again, this highway steals more than it gives. Once it lit a fire, now it only holds the memory. But I breathe and push pushed the pedal down on the road again. The mile markers whisper with a hollow, restless tone. These towns all blur together when you travel on. A flicker from the dashboard keeps the rhythm settling in as I wind through every county line on the road again. On the road again, wish I had a different story. On the road again, this highway steals more than it gives. Once it lit a fire, now it only holds the memory. But I breathe and push the pedal down on the road again. A diner in the distance paints a promise through the rain. The waitress pours a weary smile that softens up the strain. The wind, the air that blows reminds me I'm older than I've been. Still I settle in and carry on the road again. On the road again, tired hearts keep moving steady. On the road again, even when the weight wears thin.
Sun's gone down behind the hills, but the road keeps rolling on. Got a full tank and a broken wheel, chasing where the light is gone. Each mile marker's just a tease, promising what it won't give. I'm closer now than I've ever been, but still got a lifetime to live. So close I can feel the wind that blows from the place I know. But every turn bends back again, a straight line that won't let go. I've burned through days and nights and hope, but baby, I've still got miles to go. Dust on the dash and a coffee stain, maps worn thin where I fold the pain. Radio's humming an old refrain that makes me wish I turned around again. But forward's all I've ever done, even when the stars won't shine. There's peace in knowing you're not there yet, but you're somewhere down the line. So close I can feel the pull of the life I left to chase. But time's a cruel and winding road, it don't hand out no grace. I burned through days and nights and hope, but baby, I've still got miles to go. There's a flicker on the horizon, like a promise barely made. If I keep these wheels from dying, I might just outrun the 8. Gas lights on, but I ain't stopping. Eyes like stone and heart still knocking. 1,000 signs all saying near, but none of them say I'm here. So close I could scream your name and swear the echo answered back. But every mile's a whisper saying you ain't there, not yet. Stay on the track. I burned through days and nights and hope, but baby, I've still got miles to go. Yeah, baby, baby. I've still got miles to go.
Rode out west past the Muldrow line where the ridge cuts rising gray, and a rider came from the tree-shadowed edge like he had something left to say. He whispered, "Hey, alley blue duck, these hills keep an eye high near," and the wind carried dust off his horse's back, though no hoofbeats reached my mirror. He paced my wheels along the grade where the hollows fold and lean, pointed north to a creek-scar path he once rode quiet and unseen. "You're a teal silent lights wake the dark," he said, nodding toward my beams, where my brothers rode through Olatsu nights, chasing outlaw dreams. Out here on 40 West, the wind hums along low line, and a rider made of dust and memory keeps even with my time. He sings, "Get no lead through the guardrail roar, calling back what used to be." A voice between the mileposts saying, "Hold your Tanawa clean." The other way around, said some trouble rides behind you, some grows up from the ground. And he could tiny walk with me, he said, old ones who still know every tire that crosses this land leaves something in its flow. The town lights glowed in the distance where the cattle fields give way, and the rider drifted backward like the land had called him to stay. He lifted one hand in the shadow dust, all's dust, safe you go. Remember, Haley, the land listens longer than any man you know. Out here on 40 West, the wind hums along low line, and a rider made of dust and memory keeps even with my time. He sings, "Get no lead through the guardrail roar, calling back what used to be." A voice between the mileposts saying, "Hold your Tanawa clean." Breathe to the breeze, carry what you must. Armor runs red, Alatsu stands tall. Keep stories in your dust. His voice turned thin as the pavements hum, like a track lost under wheels. By the time the exit lights rose up, the rider was nowhere found. Just the echo of Cherokee syllables drifting over the sound. But the westbound night kept whispering, quiet as a settling scene. Hold your Tanawa clean. Hold your Tanawa clean.
out past Salisaw, where the dawn cuts low and wide, through ridges carved by oceans that the gravel tries to hide. I hear a whisper in the tree line, soft as drifting tide. Onegam, where do you ski? Fields fold back to cedar bark, where sequoia wrote his plans. Dreamed of schools and honest law built from a people's hands. Storms took half the stories, but the creeks still understand. Ink washed down these valleys long before the fences span. Up the trace toward Talon-Teskee, where council fires once burned. Stones have lost their edges, but the history hasn't turned. I hear echoes in the windbreak, a lesson still unlearned. And I'm the whole digger willy a gully scuff. And the road keeps pulling west, where the old voices rise, past the hum of heavy trucks and the river's changing tide. Every mile of memory, every mile a guide, carrying stories through the night that time could never hide. There's a shadow in the blackjack oaks that the daylight can't erase. Footsteps of a rider moving silent through this place. Some folks call him outlaw, some say he fell from grace. Squallooney underway love. South the river shifted banks, where the old boats used to land. Roots once held the rope lines for a trade route in the sand. Mud reclaimed the memories no survey ever planned. But the current hums a chorus only travelers understand. Hear it in the fence line, in the copper-colored sky. So whiz mighty high. Walk softly on this old ground when the past comes drifting by. Listen when the ridge road sighs. And the road keeps pulling west, where the old voices ride, past the hum of heavy trucks and the river's changing tide. Every mile of memory, every mile a guide, carrying stories through the night that time could never hide.
Saw your picture in a diner glass, edges torn and colors gone. Like every town I've passed on by that fades before I've moved along. Train was wailing through the hills like it knew the hurt I hide. 100 towns behind me now, still can't leave you behind. 'Cause I'm miles away and I can't go back. My boots are worn, my heart's off track. Sky turns red, the nights grow cold. I miss your hand, I miss your hold, but I'm long gone. Yeah, I'm miles away. Passed across on a rusted post where the highway cracked and bled. bar with shutters hanging loose in a town that up and fled. White lines hum beneath my feet like they're singing me a hymn, but there ain't no peace in moving on when I can't remember when. I'm miles away with a lonesome sound. The whistle cries when the sun goes down. I carry your face in a photo fold. Your name's a fire when the wind gets cold. Still I'm out here. Yeah, I'm miles away. Rain comes soft through prairie light like a hymn on chapel stone. I lit a smoke near a BP sign, felt more empty than alone. I'd turn around if I could stand the look I know you'd give, but the road don't care for reckoning, it just tells you how to live. Now I'm miles away and I can't unwind the thread I pulled when I left you behind. My coat is thin, my faith is frayed, and I still whisper your name each day, but you're back there, and I'm miles away.
Morning light spills across the open plain. Every mile I'm counting feels the same. I've been gone too long and the wind keeps calling me back to that old oak by the stream. There's a porch light glowing through the misty rain. Voices in the kitchen call my name. The smell of pine and the sound of the whippoorwill linger in my dreams when the night is still. Take me back, take me home, where the hills rise high and the river runs slow. Through the fields I've known, where the wildflowers grow, back to where my heart belongs. Every city street just feels too cold. The stars hide away when the night takes hold, but I can see them clear when I'm standing in that field, where the earth and sky both feel so real. Mama's old chair creaks when she rocks at night. Daddy hums low by the firelight, and I trade every road for one quiet night there, breathing in that sweet hometown air. Take me back, take me home, where the hills rise high and the river runs slow. Through the fields I've known, where the wildflowers grow, back to where my heart belongs. Time my first true home. Take me back, take me home, where the hills rise high and the river runs slow. Through the fields I've known, where the wildflowers grow. Back to where my heart belongs. Back to where my heart belongs. It was early on a Sunday, quiet in the rise of day, when the thunder rolled sideways where the steel gave way. From the arc of the bridge to the white Arkansas, all the moments in between felt like time just paused. Cars fell through the morning like echoes in a dream, and the river held secrets underneath the broken beams. The local folks heard the cracking long before the call, left their kitchens and the driveways when they felt that fall. Launch skiffs and john boats, rope tied to their hands, did not wait for the sirens or the state command. They pulled life from the water where the driftwood lay, a quiet kind of courage never written down today. When the river took the sky for a heartbeat's length, when the span disappeared and the world lost strength, there were voices on the shoreline calling hope by name, and the current carried sorrow and the sunlight carried shame. But the people stood together with a broken steel replied. They remembered who they were when the river took the sky. Old Highway 64 woke up again that year. Dust on empty storefronts brushed away by gear. For a little while the truck lines rolled like they did before, as if the past came back knocking on that weathered door. But the heart of the town beat down by the river's bend, where the ones who pulled strangers called them neighbor, called them friend. So much was forgotten when the headlines moved along, but the river kept the story in its whisper of a song. Ask the ones who were waiting on the banks that day, they will tell you how the valley heard the sky give way. When the river took the sky for a heartbeat's length, when the span disappeared and the world lost strength, there were voices on the shoreline calling hope by name, and the current carried sorrow and the sunlight carried shame. Still the people stood together where the broken steel replied. They remembered who they were when the river took the sky.
Walking down Main with your hand in mine, sun slipping low, painting gold on the signs. The world's in a hurry, always moving fast, but this right here, I want it to last. The green lights come like they got somewhere to be, but I trade all this motion for pause with you and me. I'm not trying to rush through this midnight ride, I'm praying for a reason just to let time slide. Wishing for a red light, anything to make us wait. A little more stillness, a little more grace. Let the moment linger, don't let it fade. 'Cause hearts like ours weren't made for a race. Wishing for a red light so I can look at your face. There's magic in silence, in the rhythm we keep, the hum of the engine, your breath when you sleep. This highway keeps rolling like it's got no end, but I just wanna circle back and do it again. Slow it down, hold it close. Life's too short for the things we miss most, so let the world pass. I don't care if I've got you sitting right there. Wishing for a red light, just a little delay. Steal one more laugh, one more word you say. Let the taillights blur and the traffic stall. If love is the ride, I don't need the road at all. Wishing for a red light just to let the moment stay. Yeah, I'll take every stop sign, every pause in the flow, if it means I get to keep holding you close. So here's to the red lights, may they never turn green too soon.
Out past the field by Texana Way, where the prairie starts to wane, there once ran a spur off the mother road that the maps all left behind. It drifted down like a thought half kept, a promise nobody claimed, till the river rose and the lake got drawn and the gravel forgot its name. Folks said the signs were never clear, just a post in the evening haze, a shortcut worn by tired wheels through the dust of the early days. But if you followed the ruts long enough, where the scrub oak thinned and bent, you'd end up rolling through Warner Town on a road the government spent. And the mother road goes quiet, where the stories fade away, where the lost spurs meet the long miles and the dreaming families pray. No markers stand to tell it, but the truth is in the clay. Mother road went quiet through this town along the way. During the hard years drifting west, when hope was a borrowed sight, family slipped from the main line path where the river fog rode high. Warner stood like a lantern lit port porch, giving shelter without a claim. Just groceries, fuel, and a gentle nod. No questions, no one to blame. Diary lines from the migrant days spoke soft of a place to rest, a whisper of peace between beaten towns when the travel had pressed their chest. They said the road turned human here where the Arkansas wind lay low, and the night fell kind on broken folks with nowhere else to go. And the mother road goes quiet where the stories fade away, where the lost spurs meet the long miles and the dreaming families pray. No markers stand to tell it, but the truth is in the clay. The mother road went quiet through this town along the way. Maybe all the highways are left behind still echo with a traveler's mind. Every spur that time erased still holds the tracks of someone's grace. Yes, the mother road goes quiet where the stories fade away, where forgotten spurs and wandering hearts found a place to stay. Maps forget the hidden roads, but memories know the way. The mother road went quiet through this town along the way. The dashing gold highway winds where the tall grass rolls. Every mile's a line in the sand. Freedom's just a wheel in my hand. Rolling on with the wind at my back, chasing horizons down a two-lane track. Mandolin sings, banjo understands. This whole wide country's a highway in my hand. Barns lean quiet by the county line. Rivers cut deep where the bridges shine. Every town is a story untold. Every curve is a ribbon of soul. Rolling on with the wind at my back, chasing horizons down a two-lane track. Mandolin sings, banjo understands. This whole wide country's a highway in my hand. Gas pump numbers spell another chance. Dust in the mirror
but I'll keep driving where the open road goes. Rolling on with the wind at my back, chasing horizons down a two-lane track. Natalie sings, banjo understand, this whole wide country's a highway in my hand. Every exit's a fork in the tune, every sunset's another bright moon. With strings and wheels I'll make my stand, carrying this highway in my hands. Rolling on with the wind at my back, chasing horizons down a two-lane track. Natalie sings, banjo understand, this whole wide country a highway in my hand. I've walked through fire with a painted on smile, carried my demons for miles and miles, bruised in the shadows where no one sees, hoping there's something out there for me. Took wrong turns where the street lights died, no U-turn signs in this piece of sky. The rear view's full of ghosts and pain, but I still drive through the pouring rain. Somewhere down the road I'll find my way, where the night don't whisper the things I can't say. I keep moving on, 'cause yesterday's gone, and I pray this path is the right one I'm on. Somewhere down the road, I beg the silence for some kind of sign. Swore I heard truth in the engine's whine. Every mile's a maybe, every town a test, but I keep on looking for a place to rest. Time left its scars like barbed wire lines, wounds I hide behind borrowed rhymes. I ain't sure if I'm lost or close, but I trust the dust and I chase the hope. Somewhere down the road I'll find my way, where the night don't whisper the things I can't say. I keep moving on, 'cause yesterday's gone, and I pray this path is the right one I'm on. Somewhere
and I can't go somewhere down the road. I'll find my way. Let the dawn be a promise I won't betray. I keep moving on, 'cause yesterday's gone. And I pray this path is the right one I'm on. Somewhere down the road.
We used to spin like a worn out song. Now we don't even hum along. You barely talk, I barely care. Ain't nothing left for us to repair. Used to be fire, now we're just smoke. Ran out of reasons, ran out of jokes. You don't chase me, and I don't wait. We missed the turn, it's getting late. You don't love me, and I don't mind. We lost the spark, we crossed the line. We were lovers, now we ain't even friends. So move along, baby, this is the end. Yeah, move along, baby, time to begin again. Your boots are sitting by the back porch light, but they ain't walked to me 100 nights. I'm pouring coffee for one these days, and baby, I like it that way. I ain't mad and I ain't torn, I'm just tired of feeling worn. So don't look back, don't try to call. We built this house just to watch it fall. You don't love me, and I don't mind. We lost the rhythm, ran out of time. We were lovers, now we ain't even friends. So move along, baby, this is the end. Yeah, move along, baby, time to begin again. So take your hat, your plans, your pride. I've got peace riding shotgun by my side. Ain't no tears, ain't no fight. I'm sleeping good tonight. You don't love me, and I don't mind. Hearts move on, and roads unwind. We were lovers, but it's time we made amends. So move along, baby, this is the end. Yeah, move along, baby, I'm starting again.
Up in the hills where the cedars lean, folks tell stories of the river's mine. Said the flood of that year came roaring clean and carried off more than the county could find. Barn doors, fenced lines, a wagon frame, all torn loose in the swirling night. When the waters fell back, nothing stayed the same but the silence holding tight. Now the lake
lights calm where the valley sang, blue and still as a sleeping eye. But under that mirror, rank by rank, are the things they never learned to wind or die. Tin roof corners and a rusted gate, drifting far from the place they knew. Every piece of loss learns how to wait in the deep, slow turning blue. What the flood left behind still whispers low, down the light fades slow as time. You can hear it hum when the warm winds blow, a memory shifting out of line. We cross this water like we're passing through, not knowing what the currents bind, but the old year's wreck still calls to you from what the flood left behind. Some say storms can rewrite truth, change the tales we thought was set. A stolen field, a missing roof, a promise spoken we can't forget. And travelers ask why the shoreline bends, why the trees seem proud and scarred. Because the flood draws circles, not ends, leaving marks where the living are marred. Heading west on the ridgetop line, the lake unfolds like an open door. Sunlight paints a shifting sign of all that's buried on the valley floor. Steel bridge rising and the water wide, a hush that settles on the wheel. You feel the past roll under your ride in a way no map can reveal. What the flood left behind still whispers low, down the light fades slow as time. You can hear it hum when the warm winds blow, a memory shifting out of line. We cross this water like we're passing through, not knowing what the currents bind, but the old year's wreck still calls to you from what the flood left behind. Secrets well, or maybe it wants them found. Every storm writes its own farewell on the silt of the vanished ground. And the wheels roll on, but the stories stay underneath where the echoes glide. You chase the sun on the I-40 way, while the lost drifts side to side. What the flood left behind still whispers low, names and fences, years entwined. Cross the water and you'll still know the past is never far behind. Come on top, but the truth runs deep in the current's careful design. And the old year wakes from troubled sleep in what the flood left behind. There's a silence at the crossing. The city holds its breath. I move into the moment and I'm captured again. A shadow in the distance, a rhythm I can't fight. I'm the one who gets stopped at every red light. Stopped at every red light. The pattern repeats. Stopped at every red light. An endless defeat. No matter the town, no matter the night, I'm the one who gets stopped at every red light. Concrete in the suburbs, a signal in the rain. One light in a small town delivers the same pain. Motion turns to stillness, forward turns to might. I'm the one who gets stopped at every red light. Stopped at every red light. The pattern repeats. Stopped at every red light. An endless defeat. No matter the town, no matter the night, I'm the one who gets stopped at every red light. There is no escape, there is no release. Every line of the journey is broken in pieces. The cycle is waiting, it swallows the driver, captive in traffic, but still alive. The horizon keeps retreating, the wheel turns in vain. Each corner is a prison, each signal is the chain. The glow of the crimson holds me in its sight. I'm the one who gets stopped at every red light. Stopped at every red light. The pattern repeats. Stopped at every red light. An endless defeat. No matter the town, no matter the night, I'm the one who gets stopped at every red light. Every red light. Every red light. Every red light. We were fire on a Friday, whiskey on the floor, sunset in your rear view, chasing something more. Every mile was magic, every kiss was gasoline. We burned through every back road like we were 17. And took turns like gamblers, hearts stacked on the line. Sometimes you were thunder, sometimes you were sunshine. We crashed a couple fences, but we always found the lane. Love like that don't play it safe, it dances in the rain. It one hell of a ride, no breaks, no goodbyes. Fast hearts in a small town night, under wild and reckless skies. Maybe we were doomed to spin out, but damn, we sure lit up the sky. No regrets, no rewind, just one hell of a ride.
our silence, battles in our bed, words we should have swallowed, and dreams we chase instead. But even in the wreckage, I take every single mile, 'cause love was in the chaos, in the heartbreak, in the smile. It one hell of a ride, no breaks, no goodbyes, fast hearts in a small town night, under wild and reckless skies. Maybe we were doomed to spin out, but damn, we sure lit up the sky. No regrets, no rewind, just one hell of a ride. I'd do it all again. Every scar, every laugh, every fall, every bend. It was more than just the moments. It was living, it was real. And I chased that feeling down just to feel what we'd feel. A one hell of a ride, hearts beating out of time. Burned bright, crashed hard, but it was beautifully unrefined. Maybe we were born for the breakdown, but we sure touched the sky. No regrets, no rewind, just one hell of a ride. No regrets, one hell of a ride.
From the White River Bend to the Cedar Ridge line, where the dogwoods bloom in the springtime shine, there's a winding road through the pine and stone. And I'm proud to say this place is my own. Morning light spills down through the hills, Cool Creek water and the whippoorwill. Neighbors wave as they pass you by, with a handshake strong and a welcome smile. I'm high on the hills I roam, the Ozarks, my forever home. From the gravel back roads to the open sky, this is where my heart will ride. Got my boots on the ground and my eyes on the view, where the sunsets bleed those orange and blue. Every turn's a memory waiting to grow. Every mile's a story I already know. Hear the steel bridge hum as the tires roll through. Feel the wind on my face like it always knew. I could chase the world, but I'd never find a better place to leave my roots behind. I'm high on the hills I roam, past the tailings where the coal seams broke, past the ridge where the smelter choked. You can still feel heat in the winter ground, where the miner said the 5 ain't won. Out on I-40 rolling in from the east, I hear a hum like a rusted out beast, and the town lifts up through the dust and clay, half built on labor, half tucked away. And the old foundry whistle, they say it called on its own, long after the furnace is cooled to stone. If you listen while you're drifting past the Henrietta light, you can hear that ghost whistle rise in the night. Folks talk soft on the Main Street side, with payday tunnels that the bootleggers hide, little cuts in the earth no one mapped out right, running under the storefronts tight as midnight. And the miners' kids, they swear the ground carries voices that never were found, like a choir of work boots buried deep, humming secrets the soil keeps. My wheels keep turning on a straight shot line, crossing over stories older than mine. Boundary stones in the brush still lean, etched by hands nobody's seen. A town that almost got carved into when the interstate planners came pushing through, saved by the folks who stood their ground. Main Street might be a vanished town. So the old foundry whistle, if you catch it just right, sounds like steam in your mirrors as you roll through the night. And Henrietta rises from the coal dust below, where the ghost of the whistle still follows you slow. I've rode across the highways, I've wandered through the byways, seen the towns in moonlight haze, driven miles for days and days, from the mountains to the bays. I've rolled across the highway. I've been to Tupelo, Abilene, Natchez Town, and Bowling Green, Sioux City, Amarillo Plains, Dodge City where the west remains, Helena, Montgomery, Shreveport singing down to me, Chattanooga, Lexington, rolling on, I ride again. I've rolled across the highways, I wandered through the byways, seen the towns in moonlight haze, driven highway. I've seen Tallahassee's lights, Texarkana, Southern Nights, Paducah and Cheyenne Plain, Billings wind and Bangor rain, Rapid City, Portland coast, Jacksonville I love the most, Cedar Rapids, Monterey, endless towns along the way. I've rolled across the highways, I wandered through the byways, seen the towns in moonlight haze, driven miles for days and days, from the mountains to the bays. I've rode across the highways, from Little Rock to Santa Fe, Reno, Sky to Green Bay, Scranton, Casper, Baton Rouge, boys and nights with nothing to lose, Raleigh Town, Aberdeen, Durham streets and fields of green, Dover Harbor, Franklin Shore, keep on rolling, wanting more. I've rode across the highways, I wandered through the byways, seen the towns in moonlight haze, driven miles for days and days, from the mountains to the days. I've rolled across the highways, from Dayton clear to Birmingham, Cleveland town and Alabama, Fargo winds, El Paso sun, Phoenix heat when day is done, Corpus Christi, Traverse Bay, Minneapolis on the way, Roanoke to Wichita Falls, hear that highway's midnight calls. I've rode across the highways, I've wandered through the byways, seen the towns in moonlight haze, driven miles for days and days, from the mountains to the bays. I've rode across the highway, Anchorage down to Galveston, Bozeman, North and Washington, Rapid Streams in Idaho, Memphis streets that I still know, Ogden City, Tupelo, Buffalo where the cold winds blow, Savannah coast and Camden range, every mile the scenes will change. I've rolled across the highways, I wandered through the byways, seen the towns in moonlight haze, driven miles for days and days, from the mountains to the bays. I've rolled across the highway. I've been watching this world, and I can't believe my eyes. Every day's another heartbreak, another tear to cry. Where did all this hate come from? How'd we fall so far? Feels like we've forgotten who we really are. Maybe it's time, Lord, for you to take our hand. Show us how to love again. Help us understand. I pray nightly for this whole world to be kind. Treat one another like we'd want for our own lives. God, if you're listening, please send help. Too much fighting, too much pain, too much mess. If you're up there, Lord, we could really use the help. What are we supposed to do when kids are shooting kids? The news is filled with sorrow every time it spins. I can't turn on the TV 'cause I'm afraid of what I'll see. Lord, teach us wrong from right. Set our hearts free. Guide us through the darkness. Let your mercy shine. Bring us back together, one heart at a time. I'm praying nightly for this whole world to be kind. Treat one another like we'd want for our own lives. God, if you're listening, please send help. Too much fighting, too much pain, too much mess. If you're up there, Lord, we could really use the help. We've had enough of hurt, enough of all this pain. Lord, put a smile back on the human race again. Shine your light and heal this land. Teach us how to love again. I'm praying nightly for this whole world to be kind. Treat one another like we'd want for our own lives. God, if you're listening, please send help. Too much fighting, too much pain, too much mess. If you're up there, Lord, we could really use the help. Lord, please send help. Please send help.
Sun comes up on another mile. Boots hit the ground with a working smile. No shortcuts on this beaten track. What you give today, tomorrow gives back. Calloused hands and an honest name. Dust on your coat, but pride in your claim. They'll try and sell you a quicker way, but trust me, friend, that don't ever pay. Hard work, honesty, fairness in your deal. That's the steel in your backbone, the grip on the wheel. Build it strong, build it true. Let your word stand tall. That's the only road to rise and never fall. I know never look the same. What is the truth? What is the disguise? All that I touch is the dream in my eyes. My perception is my reality, a shifting mirror only I can see. Every thought becomes a gravity, pulling the world where it ought to be. If you wind through the haze, follow me there. You might see the world shaped thin in the air. But if you choose a different view, the world remakes itself for you. Your perceptions, your reality, a shifting mirror only you can see. Every thought becomes a gravity, pulling the world where it ought to be.
Headlights glow on the two-lane blacktop. Dust of the day still clinging to my skin. Radio low, singing with the night birds, rolling on to where the neon lights begin. I see the diner sign flicker by the station, gas pumps humming like a lullaby. Strangers gather where the jukebox is playing, and I'm just passing, but it feels alright. Another town tonight, another place to rest my. Not my home, but it'll hold me fine. Every mile I ride, I find a little piece of life. Another town tonight, keeping this soul alive. Barroom laughter spilling out on Main Street, sweet smell of barbecue hanging in the air. I'm walking slow, boots beating on the pavement. Every stop reminds me I belong out there. Tomorrow comes with another horizon, but for now this corner feels like mine. A warm hello, a smile from a stranger, that's the kind of road sign that keeps me within time. Another town tonight, another place to rest my. Not my home, but it'll hold me fine. another town tonight, keeping this soul alive. I don't need roots when the wheels keep turning. The road's my compass and the town's my song. Every welcome light keeps the fire burning. Another stop where the night feels strong. Another town tonight, another place to rest my eyes. Not my home, but it'll hold me fine. Every mile I ride, I find a little piece of life. Another town tonight, yeah, another town tonight, keeping this soul alive. Wear the morning like a soft sundress, hair all tangled but you couldn't care less. Bare feet on the porch sipping sweet iced tea. You look like freedom and you're smiling at me. I wanna roll with you, stroll with you, go wherever you wanna go. Take the back road slow with you, chasing dreams down every road. We got a good thing, baby, me and you, and it feels so right just making them come true. Yeah, I wanna roll with you. I love the way you dream out loud, talking about Paris like it's just downtown. Saying one day you'll paint the sky. I'm down to ride, let's take the long way tonight. I wanna roll with you, stroll with you, go wherever you wanna go. Take the back road slow with you, chasing dreams down every road. We got a good thing, baby, me and you, and it feels so right just making them come true. Yeah, I wanna roll with you. I've been missing you like crazy, feeling empty lately. When you're coming home to stay, girl, I need your sweet loving. My heart's been running, calling out your name each day. Someday we'll be sitting on a porch swing, gray in our hair, still doing the same thing, smiling at the life we made, holding your hand mind as the years slip away. I'll still roll with you, stroll with you, wherever this life may go. Take the long road slow with you, even when we're moving slow. We got a good thing, baby, tried and true. Every day I keep falling for you. Yeah, I'll grow old with you. Signs on the interstate, golden arches shining late, but I turn off down a gravel lane where the coffee's hot and folks know my name. Man, it's printed on paper thin, pie in the case with a crooked grin, griddle smoke and a jukebox tune, a place that feels like a Sunday noon. Chain spots got their plastic booze, but here I'm served the honest truth. Eggs fried right and biscuits tall, no need for ketchup, I taste it all. A waitress laughs, says sugar more, plates come clattering through the door, stories swap across the floor, I ain't a stranger anymore. Let the bright lights call me in to burger stacked and frozen thin. I'll take the mom and pop instead, with hometown love in every bread. Give me flapjacks over frozen fries, hand-stitched heart where the flavor lies. On this road I'll always choose the mom and pop that never lose. Wake up with the sun and the rooster shout, work boots thump as I'm stepping out, diesel humming like a gospel tune, kicking up dust by the light of the moon. Hammer hits wood in a 2/4 time, sweat on my brow but the rhythm's fine. Life out here's got a steady groove, even chores got a beat you can move to. Hey, let the back road play where the rhythm of the land keeps the worries away. Yeah, the town's real small but the heart runs deep, and every good day's got a back road beat. Track tractor tires roll, her fiddle sway. John's got a banjo on his porch all day, then falls with the crickets in tune. Bonfire popping at her harvest moon. We ain't rich, but we got what we need. Honest work and a family creed. The world spins fast, but we keep it slow. Tapping our feet where the tall grass grows. Hey, head in the back road, play where the rhythm of the land keeps the worries away. Yeah, the town's real small, but the heart runs deep, and every good day's got a back road beat. So clap your hands and stomp your shoes. Rural life got its own kind of blues, but we dance right through it sweet and neat, living proud with a back road beat.
Out past the spur where the fields run thin, there's a circle in the dirt where the crew's dug in. Folks say a wildcat'll cut it clean and round, but no one saw the rig, just a hollow in the ground. I leaned in close when the daylight died, and a voice came back from the other side. There's a nickel in the cut neath the interstate line, coming up through the clay like it's biting time. You shout once down, but it calls back twice, like the earth's got a memory it can't let wind. Roll on past the burn line glow. Some ghosts ride quiet where the semis go. Every spring storm laid a blackened mark, a lightning scar running straight in the dark. Old fence wire humming like a drawn-out chord, grass burned thin with a thunder roar. Now the interstate covers what the sky once claimed, but the locals still whisper when the nights turn strange. There's an echo in the cut neath the interstate line, coming up through the clay like it's biting time. You shout once down, but it calls back twice, like the earth's got a memory it can't let wind. Roll on past the burn line glow. Some ghosts ride quiet where the semis go. At the state highway cross, they found concrete pads, half-built dreams that a small town had. A motor car blueprint, nobody's sign, cabins in a horseshoe left half a line. They say a man started building with no cash in hand, and walked off the dirt when he lost his lane. Maybe this soul keeps stories here, from the wildcat hole to the things folks did. Maybe the steel in the interstate frame just pressed down the secrets but left the names. Kick up the dust, let the headlights flow. The stretch got tails, most will never know. There's an echo in the cut neath the interstate line, coming up through the clay like it's biting time. You shout once down, but it calls back twice, like the earth's got a memory it can't let wind. Roll on past the burn line glow. Some ghosts ride quiet where the semis go. Highway hum still rings in my ears. Taillights fade, but the coffee's near. Pulled off the exit, found that glow where the night shift stories start to flow. Suitcase hard and a map on hand. I've been drifting miles across this land. Here I'm steady for a moment found, with hash browns scattered and laughter loud. Truckers swapping miles for tails, young dream chasers and worn out rails. I'm just a stranger but I fit right in, at a counter built for the wayward. Rain on the glass and the jukebox low, grease and smoke and a silver glow. Every stop feels like a prayer come true, a taste of home when the road runs through. And when the dark gets heavy and long, this place is the verse to a traveler's song, a beacon burning for the lost and lead. Yeah, you know the house I mean.
Out past the fields where the section lines run, Shawnee was nothing but dust in the sun. Tecumseh held power, courthouse pride in their hand, but a few quiet deals can reshape the land. Railmen came walking with notebooks and plans. Shawnee's boasters met them like old trusted friends. They said, lay your steel here, we'll sweeten the way. And the map started drifting 1 mile every day. This is where the rail lines been, where a town was wheeled into the wind. Dreams get bought, dreams get spent, and the strong ones rise again. Rolling down I-40 now, I feel those echoes under me, where the rail lines fades when the freight starts to draw. Engines hiss nightly, new storefronts took shape, and Tecumseh's bright promise slipped out through the gate. Old surveyors whisper that town moves a mile. Said Shawnee's ambition was grit, not a smile. Tracks cut the prairie like truth cuts a friend, and winners get written while losers pretend. This is where the rail line's been, where town was wheeled into the wind. Dreams get bought, dreams get spent, and the strong ones rise again. Rolling down I-40 now, I feel those echoes under me, where the rail line's been and the future chose Shawnee. Now the interstate runs where the old grays once lay, soft scars in the farmland that time swept away. But drive it at sunrise, you'll sense what it cost. For every town risen, another guy lost. Still the story hangs quiet in the warm Oklahoma air. Folks forget the battle, but the land remembers where Shawnee took its moment and carved out its name. A gamble in the dirt that fortune couldn't tame. This is where the rail line's been, where town was wheeled into the wind. Dreams get bought, dreams